Legends say big chonky boys can steal your heart for like just 1 second.
哎，又撂倒！
哎呀哎呀，疯狂压制小菊儿。
小菊儿这2天是不是？
Hey there, what's your name? Maybe want to be my buddy?
You better not puke, I swear to God.
Quick, watch you.
What is that? What is that, pretzel? Am I about to get shot?
But remember, these pups can be pretty demanding. And with all that energy, breaking the rules is kind of their favorite game.
What?
You okay? Are you sleepy? Do you love your mummy? Do you love your daddy?
Hi. Good girl.
Do you guys do you maybe wanna go? Do you
Smiley Sheep is the best. You're smiling.
because it's civil rights. This is the 90s.
Right.
Not just a tennis ball, it's an open invite to pure adventure.
Escúchame, yo no te di permiso.
Mama Bear and her cub playing the slide is something.
A peekaboo. A peekaboo. A peekaboo.
Says, beep beep, tree radar activated.
Many pieces need love, both humans and animals.
Online privacy protection.
I don't even have to spray it and already look at her. Now what? Why? Why does she
may not have given them to Stella yesterday.
La 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 la.
True orange dude can.
Oh my god.
See?
Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, MIT Crawls Under the Blanket on a Chilly Morning. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don and oppose. Like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. Good morning, everyone. Today's vlog starts a little quieter than usual because the air itself seems to be whispering instead of shouting. When I opened my eyes this morning, the room felt different. Not cold, not warm, just slightly chilly, the kind of weather that makes you want to stay in bed for 5 more minutes. And MIT noticed it before I did. MIT is my dog, my daily companion, and the unofficial weather reporter of this house. Whenever the seasons change, he is always the first one to react. On hot days, he spreads himself on the cold tile like a melted marshmallow. On rainy days, he stares out the window as if he's thinking deep thoughts about life. And on mornings like this, when the air turns gently cool, MIT becomes a professional blanket lover. As I slowly sat up, still half asleep, I saw MIT curled at the foot of the bed. His ears twitched. His nose moved slightly. He lifted his head, looked at me, then looked at the blanket like it was calling his name. Without making a sound, MIT stood up. He took one careful step forward, then another. His movements were slow and polite, like he didn't want to disturb the morning. Then, with a small turn of his body, he nudged the edge of the blanket using his nose. Just a little push. Then another. I didn't move. I just watched. MIT lowered his head, lifted one paw, and gently slid himself under the blanket. Not rushing, not forcing, just calmly entering his own cozy world. In less than 5 seconds, only his tail tip was visible, and even that disappeared soon after. I laughed quietly. This wasn't the first time MIT had done this, but somehow, it always felt new. There's something special about watching a dog do something so human, yet so purely instinctive. No overthinking, no hesitation. Just, it's chilly. I want warmth. Under the blanket, MIT adjusted himself, turning in a small circle like a cinnamon roll, finding its perfect shape. The blanket moved slightly, then became still. A few seconds later, his nose popped out. He sighed. Yes, he actually sighed. And just like that, our day officially began. I decided not to rush the morning. If MIT could listen to the weather and slow down, so could I. So instead of jumping out of bed, checking my phone, or thinking about work, I stayed right there. The blanket was warm. MIT was warm. And the world outside could wait. MIT's head rested on my leg now, half under the blanket, half out. One eye was closed. The other watched me carefully, as if to say, "We are resting. Don't ruin it." I whispered, "Good morning, MIT." His tail wagged once. Just once. Minimal effort. Maximum meaning. After a while, I finally got up to make breakfast. MIT did not move. He stayed under the blanket, completely committed to his cozy lifestyle. When I returned with a cup of coffee, the blanket was still slightly rising and falling with his breathing. This was no longer just a nap. This was a statement. Later, as I opened the window, cool air flowed in. The sound of distant traffic mixed with birds chirping. MIT lifted his head again, sniffed the air, then slowly crawled deeper into the blanket. I filmed a short clip for today's vlog. No background music. No talking. Just MIT, disappearing into warmth. When it was time to clean the room, I gently pulled the blanket. Nothing happened. I pulled a little more. Still nothing. Then 2 sleepy eyes appeared, looking at me with mild disappointment. Not angry, just confused. Why would anyone interrupt such a perfect moment? I apologized. MIT yawned widely, showing all his teeth, then stretched one paw out dramatically. He didn't get up. He simply rearranged himself and went back to sleep. By noon, the sun was brighter, but the room still felt cool. MIT finally emerged from the blanket, his fur slightly messy, his face calm and satisfied. He shook his body once, looked around, and walked straight to his food bowl. Warm nap first. Food later. Perfect priorities. In the afternoon, MIT followed me around the house like usual, but slower. Softer. Every movement seemed relaxed, like the morning chill had reminded him that there was no need to rush life today. Evening came quietly. MIT returned to the bed, looked at the blanket, then looked at me. I lifted it. He crawled in. Again. As night fell, I realized something important. MIT didn't wait for someone to tell him it was okay to rest. He didn't feel guilty for slowing down. He didn't worry about being productive. When he felt cold, physically or emotionally, he simply chose warmth. Watching MIT crawl under the blanket wasn't just cute. It was comforting. It reminded me of how simple care can be. In our busy daily lives, we often ignore small signals. We push through tiredness. We tell ourselves we'll rest later. We scroll endlessly instead of sleeping. We forget that comfort isn't a luxury, it's a need. MIT didn't overthink the cold. He responded to it with kindness toward himself. That blanket wasn't just fabric. It was safety. It was rest. It was permission to pause. As I turned off the light, MIT curled beside me, half under the blanket again. His breathing was slow and steady. The room was quiet. The day was complete. Sometimes, happiness doesn't come from big achievements or exciting moments. Sometimes, it comes from a dog, a blanket, and a slightly chilly night. And sometimes, the best thing we can do is crawl into our own version of warmth. MIT crawling under the blanket on a chilly day may seem like a small, ordinary moment, but it carries a gentle lesson for our modern lives. Today, many of us live too fast. We wake up already thinking about tasks, deadlines, and expectations. We often ignore our need for rest, comfort, and emotional warmth. MIT reminds us that listening to ourselves is not weakness. When the weather changes, he adapts. When he feels cold, he seeks warmth. When he is tired, he rests without guilt. In today's world, we should learn to do the same. If you feel overwhelmed, allow yourself to slow down. Create small moments of comfort, a warm drink, a quiet room, a short break. These moments help recharge both the body and the mind. Just like MIT, choosing warmth is choosing self-care. Life doesn't always need to be rushed. Productivity should never replace well-being. Sometimes, the most meaningful progress happens when we pause, breathe, and take care of ourselves. So tonight, if the air feels a little cold, don't fight it. Find your blanket, find your warmth, and rest without apology.